couple of requisite thank yous, so I'll try to keep this brief. Paul Lake, Academic Affairs, sponsored our film screening for Disability Awareness Month. David Pilgrim of Diversity and Inclusion, who couldn't be here today because he's in Ann Arbor speaking, for his last-minute sponsorship of the Accessible 5K event that we have going on this weekend. President Eisler for continually supporting events like this on campus. Thank you. Jason Bentley of Retention and Student Services for pretty much the entire forum that you see here in front of you. And our guest panelists, of course, Emily, Rick, Katrina, Liz, thank you so much for taking the time out of your lives to be here today. I really appreciate your insights. To our amazing moderator, Marie, who had to run out of here literally because she had a student. She did less than 2 weeks to do this job. He has someone else lined up to moderate, and she just stepped right in. I think she did a great job. And Liz, of course, thank you so much for coming here today from Texas to share your story with us. Really empowering us to kind of move forward and do better. And then all of the liaison committee for students with disabilities, I have you stand up, but is there anybody that's here? Am I missing anyone else? Oh, there's Amy. Oh, there's Karen. Yep. Oh, okay, so we have a few of us that are still here. These are the people that put on Disability Awareness Month every year, and without them, we wouldn't have things like this. So, in closing, when I first began planning last year's events, I had a conversation with someone, and she asked me the question that I've come to dread. And the question is, why is this so important to you? The reason I dread that question is twofold. Number one, I don't really have an easy answer for that question. I don't have a disability. I don't have somebody, a family member, and I literally wrote this, Liz, there's been no bolt of lightning that has struck me, which is just weird. It's here. I wrote it. There's no bolt of lightning. There was no story that accompanies my passion for what I do for disability awareness. Which leads me to number two. When I tell people this, it kind of leads them to maybe take me not quite as seriously as they might with someone who does have a story to tell. And honestly, I get that. You know, historically speaking, movements for social justice are led by those who have a story that empowers other people. But here's the thing. Constantly carrying the burden of your own quest for equality is exhausting. And at some point, it's up to other people to pick up that burden and to do the work. Everyone in this room knows Woodbridge's plea. And it will be my plea, the last breath I draw, and the last word I speak is education for all children, all men, and all women of Michigan, all the people in all our states, all of the time. But for this event, there's actually a lesser-known quote that I like just a little bit more, and it goes, this is also a Woodbridge quote, by the way. When a human being ceases to do constructive thinking, ceases to find new and better ways of living, he is as dead as any corpse in a cemetery. With that quote in mind, let's pretend for a moment that there are no goals which are unattainable, that there are no challenges which are insurmountable. Let's remind ourselves that 134 years ago, our founder decided to pick up a burden that was not his own and to do the work. Not because he had a personal injustice to remedy, but simply because he had a vision to make the world a better place. He saw the challenges. In fact, he was kind of considered a lunatic for doing what he did at the time, but here we are all these years later telling his story as a legend. As you leave here today, I urge you to remember who we are, where we came from, and the vision that started it all. And let's pick up the burden and begin to do the work of creating a school for all those who would come to learn. Thanks for being here today.